Hi everyone, welcome to the final stretch of Writing Project 1 in English 102. We've got about 2 weeks left of the project, and I hope that you guys are really getting into writing about the social issues that you've chosen. We found some good sources and are ready to finally write with them. So I'm going to kind of minimize myself here and just take you through some tips and tricks for working on your individual findings and the research essay draft. So this week, what I'd like you guys to be keeping in mind is that your working thesis that you wrote in week 5 and that you used for your categorizing and evaluating assignment is what's really going to drive your each individual findings section of your research paper. So remember, your research question is really that jumping off point for how am I going to find these sources. Once you've found them, then you're going to format your own opinion, which is that working thesis. What are you going to say about it? Make sure that it, is fluid, and it could change between what you wrote in week 5 and what you decide to do for your essay. But it definitely needs to be complex. I mentioned in a few of your assignments, I noticed some people have working theses that may be a little too simple. If they can be answered with simple, like factual information or as a yes or no, then they're not complex enough, okay? So make sure that your thesis is involved, it's debatable, it's focused, remember all of those parts from English 101. And then your in-text citations. Anytime you're using a source in your writing, you need an in-text citation at the first mention of the source. So say you start a paragraph and you say, according to Smith, parentheses 2002, blah, blah, blah. And then, at that first mention of the source is when you need the in-text citation. And then when you switch to a new source, you need a new in-text citation. And again, if you're still confused by these, there are resources on the APA format tab on Blackboard. So what we've got this week, readings and a discussion board, group blog post, and then 2 major assignments, your individual findings draft, and then your group research essay draft. So I do want to emphasize with you all that these are pieces that we've been kind of building together in the last several weeks. So don't be overwhelmed. You're not writing an entire 10-page research essay by yourself. You've already started writing a lot of these. Now we're just putting them together, sort of forming them together. When you look at your individual findings, so this is the assignment that's due Friday. So your job for Friday is to write roughly 4 pages on your chosen research question and your working thesis that's based on that question, okay? So make sure that you revise your thesis, then use your thesis to argue your position about this social issue. Give reasons, sources, and experience as support. You need to have at least 2 quotes and 2 paraphrases plus a full reference page, okay? If you remember from the categorizing and evaluating assignment, you should at this point have at least 6 sources total, all right? I would like all of those listed in your references page, although you don't necessarily need to directly quote from all 6. But those definitely have, any information that has influenced your working thesis throughout this process needs to be included. So that is an individual assignment that you're going to be writing, individually within your group. Then what's due on Sunday is you working within your group to compile these pieces together. So what you guys are going to do from last week, you should have a general idea, have had a discussion about who's going to do which section of the research essay. So make sure that you're organizing that information together, headings, transitions, make sure you kind of think about whose section makes sense to go first, second, after that. You're going to revise sections of your research proposal to fit into your final essay. So what I do encourage you to do is to start with your proposal, maybe copy and paste from that proposal into your final essay, and then work to revise. And then overall, you're going to edit to make sure that your sections fit together within your group. So there is an example essay on Blackboard a few things that you may notice is the essay has a full cover page. Make sure you notice that APA formatting, headings to transition from section to section. But then in addition to headings, if you read the paragraph before and after each heading, you should see some transitions between the sections. There is a full reference list, and they use in-text citations well. So this essay actually did end up getting an A. And I will pull it up just to show you all. All right. So this essay is listed on Blackboard under week 7. If you notice their cover page, they've got their running header, the page numbers, they've got the title of their essay, and then names, the college, their affiliation, the name of the course, and the date. And as you look forward, they've got a heading for the background and rationale, and they essentially had written in their original research proposal, they had written something like the general issue we want to study is pollution, specifically microplastic pollution, but they changed it to be in the past tense because now they've completed the research. So if you want to go ahead and, read through this as an option, they did really well kind of organizing and then tying all of their sections together. And one new part that you all will be responsible for is this, the very end, the call to action. And this group did a really good job of having something specific based on their research. So, look over that and use that this week as you're working. The plan for next week is a final discussion board for writing project 1. There will not be a group log next week, but there will be a group evaluation. And then the final draft of your research essay will be due. So I hope that you guys are sort of seeing now how these puzzle pieces are starting to fit together to form this final essay. And just a reminder that the final essay is due on the 11th of October. It's coming up quick in about 2 weeks. So don't forget and plan accordingly. So if you know that you're going to be busy or you have a lot going on in other courses, start now to plan when you're going to meet with your group, when you guys are going to keep in touch, and how, because it's really important that you finish strong, and then we'll get rolling right into our next project. So let me know if you have any questions or if I can help as you guys move along. I am on Teams and available via email often. So let me know, and good luck.